What's going on, everybody? Dogman Dan here. We're going to talk about a new game coming out. It's called Stories, The Path of Destinies. Okay, and you're going to see some of that footage going on in the background while we talk about it. It's going to be a lighthearted conversation, whatever, first look, if you will. This is a preview build of this game. I was contacted directly by Spearhead Games, the developer of this game, and it's going to be out on PS4 and PC. It is expected to be early 2016, of course, and they are actually going to be fully showcasing this at the PAX South that is coming up at the end of January here, January 29th to 31st, I believe it is. So they're going to be having that showcase over at PAX South. So if you guys are over there, I think it's in Texas, you may want to stop by. So I'm going to share with you my thoughts. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about this game. I want to thank Spearhead Games for contacting me and allowing me to take part in this preview initiative. As time moves on and they either release other previews, give us more access to the content, or they give us an early preview, press review version of the game. You know, it's more fully developed game versus this small chunk that they gave us. I will definitely have more footage for you, and we'll talk into more detail about it, okay? But let's kind of get into it a little bit here. You're like, what is it? What is it? It's an RPG style game, or it's an RPG set in what would be like a fairy tale universe type of thing. You could see the art style is I guess cartoonish, if you will, but it's really well done and it's really enjoyable. You've got a whole bunch of different things going on. Your character is an ex-pirate and an unintentional hero that suddenly becomes the last in line of a defense against a mad emperor and his countless ravens, if you will. And it's kind of up to you to plan to go through this. Now, you can do this in many different ways. It's kind of a story-based, implemented with an RPG, with some really nice fluid combat, really easy controls to work with. You've got some basic elements, you've got some crafting so you can level up your weapons. You've got some, what they're using as gems that you can collect that can be put onto your armor, if you will. Not really an armor piece, but we'll call it armor for now. That kind of goes in there and gives you things like critical chance enhancements, loot drop enhancements, that type of stuff that you can do in addition to upgrading your weaponry as well. Sometimes you're going to have to make decisions through the game, which is where it's kind of a little bit story based. So if you, how do I put this? If you want to kind of think about it, there's kind of like a story base, like from a Telltale Games story that's going on while you're making decisions throughout. Okay, do I want to go, you know, this way, or do I want to go that way? It's kind of my choice, and the fate that I make may either blow up in my face, or I may sacrifice the life of a friend in the game in order to get, you know, a special weapon that was lost somewhere along the way, that type of stuff. So you're going to make some decisions that can affect the outcome. There's two different ways you can pretty much play the game. I've played what is really chapter 1 of both aspects, because that's what they gave us an access to, and I think I've played them each probably about 3 different times, because there was just so much things that I wanted to see in the game and see that I didn't miss anything in how it plays. It's not what I would call like an open world. You do have some boundaries, but overall you can really feel free to move around. You've got some puzzle implementations, if you will. In terms of the story is, you know, nicely set up. You make your decisions. It's kind of got a little bit of comical satire in the narrative portion of it, which, you know, if you've played Stanley Parable, you understand what I mean by some satire. It's quite nice. It does play well, like I said, and I really enjoyed the combat. The combat was simple, not a lot of controls to have to deal with. Currently, I was using my PlayStation controller to play the game. On release, obviously on PS4, you'll be able to use the PS4 controller. On release for PC, you'll be able to either use a controller or you'll be able to use mouse and keyboard, and I would assume that the keyboard controls will be pretty easy to work with. But in terms of fluidity and movement, I'm going to probably say the controller would be easier in this style of game to get around and do things. Okay. You know, there's mini bosses. You do run around, you want to collect from loot chests, because the things that are in those loot chests that you find, you have to search for some of them, are the items, the resources, if you will, that are used for upgrading your swords and your weapons and such like that. You have abilities and the skill trees, if you will, that allows you to update your skills, add to your skills, so you can further grow your combat. You can further, progress your character. So there's a lot of little things going on. But I didn't feel overwhelmed by everything that was in it and all the different things you had to do. There's basically crafting stations, if you will, that you can stop at and check to see if you've got the resources to upgrade something, or if you need to upgrade your skills. There's spots that you can stop at and check if you've got the skill points. You can go ahead and upgrade a skill and learn a new skill, that type of stuff. So overall, I think the game that I played was very well suited up. I have a nice solid 60 frames a second. I'm definitely looking forward to further content on this game, and like I said, when we do get access to maybe a full version or a press release version, that type of stuff, I will have some more thoughts and share some more footage with you, and we can talk a little bit more. If you have comments or questions, you want to know something, please do feel free to leave comments, questions below, and I'll try to find some of that information out if I don't know it right now. And if I can get an answer to you right away, obviously I'll respond to you in comments. If I don't know one, I'll keep it in for being addressed when we hit the next version, when we find out a little more information about it. I should have the link below in the description to take you over to the Stories Path of Destinies website, that you can kind of take a quick look at it as well. But again, if you have comments or questions, please do feel free to leave them below. So hopefully you enjoyed this little lighthearted thing. Like I said, I've played it probably more than what would actually, most normal people would have done, I guess, since there really wasn't a lot of content. But I wanted to make sure that I played it and felt like I got everything out of it and kind of understood where everything was going. And it's definitely a game that I'm looking forward to. In terms of price, I don't know what the price is going to be at this point. I don't know any of that stuff, but we'll try to find that out. If, like I said, if you're at PAX South last weekend of January, maybe head over there to Spearhead Games booth, take a look, see what's going on, because they are showcasing it. Thanks Spearhead Games yet again for contacting me and allowing me the opportunity to take part in this preview initiative. Until the next episode, thanks for watching, hopefully you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys soon.